Hi everybody, it's Kathy here and I'm joining you for Follow a Sketch February 2025 and it is day 1. Now I'm hoping to get many done but I'm not too sure. Today we're doing Pam Callaghan's sketch. So thank you to Sandy Reversky who's at Scrapping Reflections on Facebook and State Goddess here on YouTube for coordinating this hop. And I will put all the details for both places down below so that you could go check out the sketches for yourself. What I've done for this one is I have set up a template that I'm going to use to cut out my pieces. So I cut out a 5-inch star first on my Cricut, and then I placed it in the center of a white 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and I then drew in the sketch as per Pam had, and then I am now cutting out the pieces so that I can trace around them to put it together. So it's a little bit of a long-winded way, I'm sure, of doing it, but this way I can be guaranteed to have the pieces the right size and put them into the right places for the sketch. Now, each of these pieces, as you can see, all form that 12 by 12. Now I am just going to trace out the pieces that I need. Now I'm using the same paper that I did for the star for the top left and bottom right, and that gives it a diagonal across the layout. So I'm going to cut those out directly from the same piece of same piece of Kaiser craft paper that I have for the star. Now, as you watch that I'm doing this, I'm tracing it in reverse so that it falls into place, and then I'm marking on the back what it is. Now here you see we make a huge mistake, and I want this herringbone side, and then I realize what I've done. I trace it on the wrong side, so I have to retrace it again, and that means that I now have a great scrap which will go into the scrap pile. I'm really sorry, I've just had a coughing fit, so my voice is gone again. I'll persevere as best I can. I'm really sorry about that. Alright, so I am now going to cut this last piece off here out of this butterfly paper. It's just beautiful because I want the chevron side of it, and I also want the butterfly side of it, so I'm cutting 2 pieces and I'm just mixing them up so that they all fit together. So now that I've done all of the pieces, I'm just going to distress the edges just to add a little bit of texture and add a little bit of depth to the layout, just for something different. So I'm just going to use my distressing tool to go around the edges of each of these papers, and then that allows me to define the edges of that sketch more clearly. So when I put it onto the cardstock, they stand out and add interest to the layout. Now doing the star is a little bit more tricky because it is a little bit more finer, and I don't get into all of the corners, but generally over the top it stands out. Now using what was left of my template, I'm placing it onto the black cardstock to guide the placement of my big pieces. So you'll see that I'm leaving a 1/4 of an inch border around the edge of this design so that I have a frame, and then I'm just putting in the pieces as per the template. Now that's just a handy tip if you want to do it this way. You don't have to. Other people would have done a file cut on their Cricuts or other cutting machines. Other people have done different designs, so there will be a full playlist of all the people playing along, and you will see so many different interpretations of this sketch, which is the great thing about following a sketch. Now this is the best tool ever. It has arrived, and I have to say thank you to MK from Some Assemblage Required. I placed this order not so long ago. I'm talking maybe a week ago, and I am here in Australia, and this has come from America, and I can tell you it came so fast and the quality is outstanding, and I am ecstatic. This will become my most favoured tool, I believe. It is the stitching ruler, and I love it. I ordered the 2 stitching rulers plus the stitching circles, and I am so thrilled. So thank you, MK, for getting these through. I am so happy. I'll have your details down below. I am not affiliated with her. I just cannot express how good a quality this tool is and how easy it will make stitching on layouts from now on. So thank you once again. So what I'm doing here is I'm going around with a running stitch, and yes, I'm using the blanket stitch spacing tool, but I'm only going to do a running stitch on this star to add in details. Best tool ever. Going to keep that, and it will be well loved. I'm using some crochet thread here. Sorry for reaching across the camera there. I had to get my threading tool because I'm getting old and my eyes are terrible. No, I'm only joking. My eyes are terrible, and I'm not very good with the threading anymore, so I use the tool to help me. Oh well, it's a sign of age. So I am just threading through. Did you see what I did? Pulled it all the way through. How silly am I? Anyway, I don't need it to go all the way through, so this time I'm a bit more clever and watch what I'm doing, and then I use washi tape to tape down that piece there so that it doesn't move. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch around this star. I want it to stand out. I'm giving it a bit of dimension, and by using the black thread, it is blending in with this layout. So I'm not going to make you watch me do the whole star. I am going to go off screen and finish sewing it, and I then actually get quite sick for a little while on this recording, and I have to take a break. But now I'm back and I'm able to do it and continue on with the layout. So now that it's all stitched, I can put down my photos, and these photos were taken on my one day out in the holidays when I felt halfway human with my daughter, and we went to the zoo. Little did I know that the next day I would be in hospital, but we went out and I had a great day with her, and this was at Sydney Zoo, and at the front of the door they have the giant koala, and we just had our photos inside the koala. So what I'm doing here is I'm extending that paper by having Fussy cut out those two butterflies, and from that other sheet of Kaiser Craft that you just saw me show you, I have used my punch to cut out the circles. As per the sketch, I am following with the diagonal with the embellishments, and I have got a clock, I've got a pattern, I have got a text circle with the word cherish highlighted, I've got the word memory, and I've got the word today. And then for the other circle component, I've added buttons. So I'm all stitched up with my star, and I am buttoned up with my buttons as my circles. And I love buttons. I have so many. I don't know why I don't use them so often, but I do love buttons. And this layout lent itself to having the buttons for that continuation of the embellishments as per the sketch. So I've put in two butterflies, and I am lifting their wings so that they have a bit of dimension, and I decided I'd use those instead of just circles, and that's showing you how a sketch is just the guide, and you can interpret the embellishments any way you like. You can interpret the shapes any way you like. Pam has put in a star. I'm sure other people have chosen other shapes, so you don't have to use the star. You could have put a flower, you could have put a circle, could have put a heart. It's up to you. It's your interpretation. Now, I have followed the sketch in the fact that I interpreted the lines to not be just a different pattern, but to be journaling lines. And this has allowed me to journal onto the layout. And you can see I don't do it straight. I sometimes, I don't know, I just get wonky and don't do it straight. And sometimes it's better if I do it freehand than rule the lines. But there's my journaling onto my layout, and it's just saying that we went out to Sydney Zoo and had a wonderful time, and my daughter really enjoyed it. Now, she is an animal handler. She loves working with animals, and she does enjoy opportunities to go out and be where animals are. So I'm putting in my Nuvo drops into sets of 3, placed around there. And if you have a look, I have an odd number. I have 5. So I have 5 sets of 3, and they are on the diagonal. And you can see that from the top left, it goes down through the title, and it continues to the bottom right. That is the diagonal of the layout, and I absolutely love how this has come together. And you can see that I've got a cat here, which is annoying me there, and I need to pull that out. That would be either Willa or Clover, who has visited my table. So that's my layout. I'm quite happy with how this turned out. As you can see, everybody will do a different interpretation. I stayed pretty close to the sketch. There will be a full playlist linked below. Go and check out what everybody else is doing. Go and see what everybody else has done. Hopefully I've done enough to earn a thumbs up from you. Thank you to all my subscribers who keep coming back. And for those who are brand new to my channel and subscribe, thank you, thank you, thank you. Leave me a comment. Happy scrapping till next time. And here's my next video for you.